are live.
And we're back. Hi, everybody. We're back. It's been a while. We were hoping this coronavirus thing would blow over faster, but it's going to be here for a while.
Yeah. That's why we waited a while before we did our next podcast. We wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, plus
we really weren't sure.
Yeah, plus all the news has been nothing but corona news and stuff. Well, on our news, Barefoot Boris is no longer a part of Audio Missile podcast.
I'm sure he's quarantined somewhere in the bunker working on his new album. And you guys should check it out. I think he did an album release, good stuff there. Shout out to Barefoot.
It's the Ted Bundy tapes.
Dahmer.
Or Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever.
It's one of those.
One of those two serial killers.
Yes, sir.
We wish our friend Boris the best. You guys could follow him at Barefoot Boris. You could follow him on our link at our webpage.
Yeah, we'll put something below for you.
Okay.
But yeah, so welcome to the coronavirus special edition.
Yeah,
it's
man.
here. We didn't want to do it. We were fighting it, but
Well, technically, it's not Corona anymore. It's COVID-19 because people were associating the Corona beer with the virus.
sure. Well, did you hear what happened 3 days ago?
Nope.
Corona beer is shut down. They stopped brewing it in Mexico.
Well, it's not an essential business in Mexico. Like getting drunk is not a necessity.
But other beer manufacturers are still open.
Where, in Mexico?
I think so. No.
I guess Corona didn't pay the bribe. They were supposed to. They didn't pay the tax. In Mexico, things run different.
No, you're right, my boy. Just like they were late to jump on some of the quarantining and some of the masks there. I remember the president of Mexico was like some of those governors in those Midwest states there.
Well, there's a lot of corruption in all governments, but some governments have a little bit more than others. And I'm figuring the problem there was there's probably no money. And they probably have no emergency money set aside.
Sure, right.
Yeah, they're not prepared for some shit like this. So that's why they're all like, they were talking about the power of prayer.
Right. We've heard. We're going to talk about that today in the episode too. Well, today we're going to be jumping around a lot of places, a lot of states. I mean, there's so much to talk about in terms of the COVID that we figure we'll just jump around to different states and cities and tell you how they're dealing with it. And some of the news is bad, some of it's good, some feel good stories. But first, let's start with businesses in Los Angeles can deny you service if you're not wearing a mask.
I guess. Not a good time to be like an old school Mexican wrestler. You know how they always wear the mask?
Oh, lucha libre. Máscaras, mil máscaras. That's who I felt like when I put the mask on.
You walk around with a mask. It's normal now. Well, I guess you have to protect your employees. I mean, some people can die. You never know how it's going to affect you. Some people get really sick. Some people just don't even get sick at all. So you never know how your body's going to react to it.
Sure.
So I would protect my employees. I don't think it's a bad thing to check temperature or have a mask on.
Well, if you're not wearing a mask and you walk into a business and you're making a problem, they can call the police, and the police can issue now what's up to $1,000 fine at their own discretion.
And here's what's funny. Back in the old days, when someone walked into your business with a mask, you would worry about getting robbed.
Oh, that's the first thing you freak
out.
out.
Now you're actually looking forward to seeing
hey, where's your mask?
With a mask. And I wonder if people are robbing, like if robberies have gone up.
I was thinking that too, but
everybody's wearing surgical masks, everybody looks the same. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard much in the presses, but check this out. So let's jump to another state. We're going to go from Los Angeles to Kentucky. And the governor of Kentucky issued a warning to people about what's coming up this weekend. Was Passover.
Easter.
And Easter's coming up this Sunday.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, mass gatherings or church services, you got to stay home.
Yeah, don't be dumb.
You can be spiritual at home. And he says, you told me. You're the one who told me what'll happen. And I looked it up. What happens if you go out to these parks or to a church?
Well, they're going to start doing, what they started doing is they're going to start photographing your license plates or videotaping the plates, and then they're going to send you a letter or show up to your house, and they say, look, you're quarantined by law for 14 days because you're a jackass who can't follow instructions.
Oh my God.
But that's not a bad thing. That's good. They're protecting the community. I mean, there was a month ago, there was a couple that knew they had the coronavirus.
Oh, sure.
I think in Florida, I don't remember where, and they still went to a school event. To their kid's school event.
Sure.
And they had no regard for anybody else. People like that should be charged with a felony or something, dude.
Well, there's people throwing parties going, all right. The next one then is Illinois. Check this out. So a mayor in Alton, Illinois, he issued a stay-at-home order. So there's a tavern, the local tavern there was making a lot of noise. And so they finally called the police. The police goes there late at night, and one of the people they busted was the mayor's wife.
To their party.
Yep. It was called Hiram's Tavern.
I guess she felt like the law didn't apply for her. She's the mayor's wife. I mean, she's like, I suck him off. So that comes with privileges, no pun intended.
No pun intended. No, well, I'm telling you, my boy, he said she's my wife. You know, he says there's no excuse for that because he wanted to keep his job, so he had to do a little politicking in the news there. But she apologized. Ironically, her name was Shannon.
Oh wow! Well, here's the thing. Oh well, that's the point. You have people at that level that should be an example to the community, and they're out there disregarding instructions like, "Hey, shelter at home." Then regular people are not going to care either. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. You know, another one is you were talking about getting people sick, going out and getting people sick. This was also in Illinois. Was a man attended a birthday party and hugged a lot of people. And now 15 people are infected, and 3 of those guests have died.
So is he gonna get charged for murder for this?
I mean, yeah. Is that chemical warfare?
It sounds like it should. If he knew he was sick, if he didn't know he was sick, that's different. But if you know you're sick and you purposely go out there and you infect people,
my boy,
there should be consequences.
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, baby, you're gonna inherit the fortune, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna die from the coronavirus. I'm getting the mild version of it. Let me see how my siblings do." And we're back. All right. So everybody's home now, quarantine or shelter at home or whatever you want to call it. So what have you been doing with all your spare time?
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of cooking, gaining some weight though.
Oh yeah, that's everybody.
Doing some gourmet cooking there.
Yeah, me too. I've been watching a lot of catching up on a lot of TV because I was working and now I get to stay home. So I've been catching up on all the crap I never saw, like Better Call Saul. I finally saw that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Been watching Narcos Mexico. It's pretty cool. Narcos Mexico is cool, but sometimes some of the characters, when they speak Spanish, they don't speak. They have like accents and shit. Like they sound like like they're from another country. But it's pretty good. I like them. I'm enjoying it.
Right.
What are you watching?
Was it the Tiger King?
Oh yeah. The Tiger King was fascinating. That bitch Carol.
Right. I saw a lot of memes of people were hating on her online. A lot of people.
Well, I mean,
they're all scary.
She's got dirt on her too, man. They're all on the same kind of. I saw they were all shady. She's shady too. Her husband went missing, so there's a lot of shit going on there that maybe will be exposed in Tiger King 2. I don't know. There's a lot of shit going on there.
Well, and to top it off, I just heard that Donald Trump might pardon the Tiger King.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes. That's the newest. He's saying he's thinking about it.
He probably saw it and he loved it, or what?
Yeah, he liked that. I like that.
But I thought he's a Republican, but that guy is gay. I thought gays are like
what?
I'm just saying. Aren't they like anti-gay? Who knows?
Well, have you been getting exercise?
No, I've been doing crap. I've been just fucking bumming out. But there's a lot of people out there shaming people. You know what, sucker? I've been working hard every goddamn day. And this is the only time I've gotten to just chill out and watch some damn TV. And you know what? I'm going to get fat. And if you don't like it, fuck you.
Right? Well, or you could take to the streets, like Oakland. And they closed down, 74 miles of city streets?
Yes,
to encourage people to go out and what they call physically distanced recreation.
I'm thinking that Oakland has a lot of undesirables, and they're trying to wipe them out. They want to know how to go out there and congregate and get sick and shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They shouldn't be letting everybody go out there.
You know what's ironic?
They're going to do that shit here too pretty soon.
You wear a face mask?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what's ironic? Do you remember an older episode when we talked about the cruise ships?
Yeah.
And housing people on the cruise ship. And sure enough, when I saw the USS Mercy and the other one, that tripped me out. But remember the story? I don't know, folks, if you heard about a guy who tried to crash the train.
Yeah, this crazy nut
into the hospital boat.
I heard that.
One of those QAnon nuts and shit drove off the rails. But the fucking road, the rail ends like fucking 2 miles of shit before the ship. Like, really? You really thought? And it was an engineer. Yeah, keep in mind.
Oh,
it wasn't a regular
money.
It wasn't a regular nut job. It was an engineer with a good career who went to school. He obviously, if you're an engineer, you know
It ain't gonna make
physics,
it. Yeah,
right? It ain't gonna get past a
So
certain
what?
point.
He said it looked suspicious to him. This the boat. So he tried to jump the tracks. He pushed down the floor the metal. The gas.
This is
all aboard.
That's pretty nuts. Like, what would have happened if he actually would have hit the ship?
I don't think he wasn't going to hit the ship. But and they asked him, "Why'd you do it?" And he said, "Well, he said there was something suspicious about that ship to him because he
How
didn't
come
see
he
any
didn't ask
windows."
for a tour of it?
Right.